Hey everyone, time to finally do my X-Men Apocalypse review. It's been like a week since it came out. I've just kept putting it off, but oh my lord, gonna go ahead and say it. Best X-Men movie yet. My favorite one so far. And yeah, chances are there's gonna be spoilers. I'm really terrible at not spoiling things. What do we got going on in this movie? Okay, starts off with Apocalypse in Egypt showing, you know, him and his 4 horsemen. Not really gonna get into that, but it was cool seeing his original 4 horsemen. Well, like the 4 horsemen he had back in those days. There was one that was like really cool, just like made one of the like people trying to attack Apocalypse into a pretzel basically. And I made a joke. I was like, "Want a pretzel with that popcorn?" Because you know we were getting movie theater food. Okay. Anyways, present time. It was just, oh my gosh, just really freaking fantastic. It makes me mad. All right, correct me if I'm wrong, please. Somebody tell me if I'm wrong, because I haven't watched Days of Future Past. I don't know. It's been a while. I mean, I have it on DVD. I haven't watched it in a while. But isn't Havoc one of the characters that Mystique finds on file, like, out of the mutants that are dead? I could be wrong. Please correct me if I am wrong. But if he is dead, if he was one of those characters that were dead, then how is he in this movie? Because the point where Wolverine went back in time in Days of Future Past would not have changed, you know, him dying before that. But, again, correct me if I'm wrong, please. I need to rewatch that movie anyways, see if, you know, just been a minute. But I like it because basically what Days of Future Past did was get rid of all the X-Men movies. Got rid of basically every X-Men movie except for First Class and what happened in the 70s in Days of Future Past. Everything else in Days of Future Past in the present time, in the original trilogy, that didn't happen. In X-Men Origins Wolverine changed, and that even works out for Deadpool to where his character got changed up because they changed the space-time continuum. And yeah, I find it a little weird that just because they changed the space-time continuum that they met Nightcrawler and Angel earlier on, but you know, who cares? It fixed things, and I was wondering, I was like, why is Mystique now good all the time in these movies? Just because it's Jennifer Lawrence. But honestly, because they started changing so much in the past, they could have changed her into a good guy. She could just not be evil now. It was good seeing everybody. Magneto, he had a daughter in this, like, because it's been like 10 years since then. And you also see Quicksilver's little sister, which I'm assuming is Scarlet Witch. Who knows if we'll ever see her, Scarlet Witch, but you see her like a little bit bigger in this movie for like a split second. Stan Lee's cameo is with his wife, but I know Magneto has a 3rd child named Polaris. She wears like green hair. She dates Havoc, but Havoc, you know, I don't know if the daughter in this is that daughter. Maybe they made it up for the movie, or maybe there's another daughter in the comics I don't know about. I'm not gonna lie, I don't know it, but I thought maybe that was supposed to be Polaris just as a child, because they don't share the same, she doesn't share the same mother as Quicksilver and Scarlet Witch. But I guess now in the comics, they are changing it to where Magneto isn't even Quicksilver and Scarlet Witch's dad anymore. And they're doing it. It makes me so mad because they're only doing this crap because they don't have the rights to X-Men and Fantastic Four. Like, ever since the Secret Wars, I don't even know if I've seen the Fantastic Four in a comic. I think the Thing might be in the Guardians or something. But besides that, like, they don't do anything with any of their characters anymore. They haven't sold a Fantastic Four solo comic in forever. And the X-Men, they haven't introduced new characters, really done much with them anymore because they don't want people to like their comics and then go see their movies. And it's honestly really douchey on Marvel's part. Like, I'm going to read any of the comics either way. And, like, they've just changed so much about Quicksilver and Scarlet Witch now, and it's really annoying. But, anyways, back to the movie. Moira McTaggart, you know, Professor X's girlfriend from First Class. I don't even remember this, but I guess he brainwashed her at the end of First Class to where she doesn't have the memories of all that. Again, need to rewatch those movies. But yes, she doesn't even realize that any of them exist, but he brainwashed her. And she comes back into the movie. By the end of the movie, you know, he gives her back her memories. Apocalypse, I think he was played pretty well by, the guy that plays Poe Dameron, I don't know his name. He was played well, but like, I don't know, he definitely should have been bigger. I don't know, I was talking to somebody, and somebody said that he should have been CGI. In my opinion, yeah, honestly, it should have been. I've always been used to Apocalypse being a real big, buff, a big guy. So he should have been some type of CGI, honestly. Yeah, they did go with him. And, okay, we were making jokes kind of X-Men Age of Orgasms. Oh my gosh. Jean Grey in her bed when she was having that nightmare. Professor X, when he was getting... Oh, excuse me. When he was feeling the power of Apocalypse. Every time Apocalypse touched somebody's forehead, they were all just making me so uncomfortable and orgasming like crazy. And, oh, a joke that I kept making when I was making it maybe with my brother. No, I was making this joke with Cayman, I believe. But he doesn't really understand it because he didn't watch Power Rangers. So I probably should go make it to my brother. But anyways, how everyone was making the jokes about Apocalypse look like Ivan Ooze. I mean, in a way, he still kind of does. Just not as purple as those original pictures did. But I love it because, like, you know, Goldar works for Ivan Ooze. And Archangel, you know, he's kind of like the Goldar of it. He's probably the least popular of the four horsemen. And I just found that, I was like, huh, kind of like Goldar, you know. Oh, Goldar, he's my boy. Going on. Oh, the four horsemen, really, none of them had lines. When you first met all of them, yeah, they had lines, except for Magneto. He spoke throughout the whole movie. But besides that, Storm, Psylocke, and Angel did not have lines at all. Like, they really did not, and they barely had screen time. When they did, they were just standing there. They were just literally standing in the background. Storm was really cool. I don't know, she got a crazy looking name, but she did really good for the part of Storm. So, Olivia Munn looked great as Psylocke. Like, she looked fine, but she also looked like Psylocke. But, you know, I don't really know much about Psylocke, so I don't know if she would have, from the few scenes we really got with her, if she acted like her or not. Angel looked alright. I found it kind of weird. They gave him that weird mohawk thing. They didn't turn him blue, but still they gave him the metal wings and everything. But spoiler alert, Angel, is he dead? I think he might have died at the end, because like when he crashes to the ground, like Psylocke gets back up, but then he looks over, Apocalypse looks over at Angel, is like useless. It doesn't even save him. Like, dang. And then like Psylocke runs off at the end of the movie, and after they defeat Apocalypse, Magneto, Storm, everyone's chilling back together. And when they're leaving, like, you would think that, like, Storm or Magneto would be like, whoa, what happened to that bird guy? Let's go help him. But I don't know. Maybe he officially died. Professor X, he goes bald because of Apocalypse trying to, like, use his body and power. You'll see that in the movie. Magneto's suit. I still think the Days of Future Past Magneto suit is my favorite, but I do like this suit a lot. At the end, Storm joins up with the X-Men officially, and I like the end of the movie with their new suits. They end it with the Danger Room scene, and they're fighting like Sentinels or whatever in the Danger Room. Mystique has her blue-white costume, like, you know, like it's a cool take on it. It's straight out of the comics, but it has a nice take to it, if that makes sense. Storm's, oh my god, her costume looked amazing. Looks like Storm's costume. Nightcrawler's got the red, and earlier he was wearing like a circus type of costume, because that's where he comes from. Cyclops' costume was on point. He had the perfect visors. He had the like yellow straps on him. Jubilee's costume was on point. Looked just like Jubilee. Her hair was longer than I've ever seen, but still, Jubilee's costume was on point. I'll come back to Jubilee. Jean Grey's costume was good. Even the like flight suits they were using during the battle, because the actual costumes don't come till the end of the movie. The flight suits they were using, they look great in them. And Nightcrawler, he did great. I love X2's Nightcrawler, but this guy's Nightcrawler was amazing. I loved it. And they both acted pretty much the same, I feel like. And like, all these kids, you know, they're like, you can see that they want to be accepted. Like, it's really cool. They're struggling with their powers. Jean is. Nightcrawler's forcing himself to like transport more people. Like, he's training himself with it. Cyclops is learning, you know, to figure out his eyes. It's really cool. Like, he blasts out of his eyes in school, which I found really cool. And I find that kind of like, I like to think of it like connecting the X-Men Origins Wolverine, but like, because they, you know, rewrote some of history, so things would change. And remember in X-Men in Origins, Cyclops, you see him and he's like blasting up his school, and Sabretooth is in there and whatnot. I like to think just because of Days of Future Past it changed up things a little bit, so Sabretooth ended up never coming to the school and whatnot, but Cyclops still did end up blasting through. And they're freaking Havoc and Cyclops' parents were just humans. They're supposed to be, you know, I think their dad is like an alien dude. I don't know about their mom, but either way, they're supposed to have died in a plane crash when they're kids. Both of them were supposed to be separated, not even know each other. And Havoc's supposed to be younger, but oh well, forget that. A lot of Jennifer Lawrence scenes and a lot of, what's Beast's actor, Nicholas Hoult? Is that correct? I think Nicholas Hoult. Either way, they're out of their blue a lot until towards the end of the movie. Which, you know, you gotta expect that with big name actors. You gotta be able to see their face. I think, I'm really hoping, I like Jennifer Lawrence as Mystique, and she's definitely grown on me. But I kinda would like to see her, you know, do a really a smaller part, you know, just because Mystique's not that big of an X-Men part, you know, she's normally a villain. She doesn't have to be a villain, just make her a smaller part and have her show up less in the movies and focus more on these new X-Men. And Cyclops, great Cyclops. I didn't really care for the first one. Halle Berry still did an amazing job as Storm, but this new Storm does really well too, and it has the accent that we've been waiting for. Jean Grey, finally, what's that girl's Famke or whatever? Oh my god, I hated her. Not trying to be mean, but she was ugly AF. Yeah, no, I was thrilled with Sophie Turner from Game of Thrones. I think that's her name. I don't know nothing about Game of Thrones, but Sophie Turner's performance as Jean Grey was amazing. She looks a lot. I picture her to be like Jean Grey. Her and Scott's relationship starts building up in that movie, and it is the Phoenix we've been waiting for. At the end of the movie, when they're fighting Apocalypse, she gets like overpowered, and you know, you see like the fiery Phoenix appear behind her. So I figure we're gonna explore that more in the future movies and see her become the Phoenix, not that, you know, half-baked Phoenix and Last Stand that nobody liked. Oh, funny, when the kids went to the mall at one point, they were coming out of the theater. They were talking. They're seeing the Star Wars movies. One of the, I don't remember which one it was. Empire Strikes Back is what they're seeing, and they're like, well, the second one's always better than the first or something. You know, talking about X2 being better than X-Men. And then Jean Grey was like, well, the third one is always the worst, talking about Last Stand, which was the worst. And I find it funny that Jean said it because it was kind of Jean's fault, I feel like. Jean was a big part of it not being good. Quicksilver. Oh, up until this movie, I liked the Avengers Age of Ultron Quicksilver better than Days of Future Past Quicksilver. And I did. Everybody loved that scene that he does where he's moving the bullets, you know, he's drinking coffee, you know, when he's saving Magneto and them in the first movie. But I did not enjoy it as much as everyone else did. This new movie I really love. The X-Mansion, spoiler alert, it's like exploding. And you see the kids come back from the mall and their car slows down. I thought they were just slowing down. But then next thing you know, you see a bee like zzz, and his feet step out in the concrete. And it starts playing. What song is it? Sweet Dreams, made of this, that, something like that, you know what I'm talking about. And it was just beautiful. He like saves his girl, she drops her soda can, he comes back for her, drinks it, throws them out the window. He's surfing on a table, saves the little dog at the pizza. That was adorable. The dog finished the pizza. He was just, oh my gosh, that scene was so fantastic. And I seriously want to just have that like scene just on my phone. I just want to have it on my phone so I can just, whenever I'm sitting there like, oh dang, I really love that scene, I can just pop it up and watch it again because it was fantastic. Again, Psylocke, I expected Psylocke to have a lot more lines. They put her front face right in like all of their merchandising and like posters and etc. Saw a lot in the trailers, but she really did not do anything you expected her to do. Like, it was just, I was kind of like down. At the end they rebuild, you know, they got the X-Men are gonna be great, and it gives a like a homage to the original trilogy. Magneto's talking to Professor X before the end scene with them in the training room. He's like, so what happens if someone comes here, something like that. Magneto was saying that to Professor X, and he goes, I pity the soul that comes to my school. I don't know, something like that. You know what I'm talking about. And he says the same thing to him later in the original, well, later, whatever you want to call it, in the original trilogy. Him and Magneto, Professor X, the older versions, say that. Ooh, Jubilee real quick. I meant to talk about that. Someone was saying that they didn't even say her name, but they did call her Jubilee. I think at least once, a few times. Also, there's a deleted scene from the mall when they're in a record store and they find a Dazzler record, you know, the Mutant Dazzler. She appears, I think she appears in the 70s during the X-Men comics. But she ended up, that little cameo ended up, the Easter egg thing didn't end up making it into the movie. So I'm hoping it's in the deleted scenes on the DVD. Jubilee. Looks exactly like Jubilee. You know, she gets a few lines. Not many lines at all. And yeah, I wasn't expecting her. At first, I thought she was going to be main character because you saw so many pictures of her on set and everything. But then you just stopped seeing her. You didn't see her in any trailers until this last trailer. And the last trailer showed her like, boom, that was it. So I wasn't expecting much from it. But then when you saw her in the movie, I was hoping you would see her just even in class or something, just use her powers a little bit. She didn't use her powers at all. So I'm hoping in this next movie, even if she's not a main character, just let Jubilee use her powers for like a second, and I will be cool with that. Now, end credit scene shows, X-Men Origins Wolverine makes an appearance. Wolverine makes an appearance as Weapon X. He's got the helmet, the cords, everything sticking into him. That was awesome. He goes all, animal, raging, crazy. Jean Grey, reads his mind, calms him down, gives him back some of his memories that he's lost because of this. And he goes out into the woods, runs off, and Cyclops makes a joke like, I hope we never run into him again. Ha ha ha, because you do, it's Wolverine. Anyways, and that honestly, even though it's really short, but it redeemed, Wolverine's origin, which was really awesome. A thing they didn't answer was at the end of Days of Future Past. Mystique is now Stryker. His eyes turn yellow, so it's Mystique. And she saved Wolverine, but, they didn't really answer when she was Stryker, what happened, why she saved Wolverine, it didn't answer that. It was kind of weird, but not much to think about there. End credit scene. Now, they're, I'm assuming, army people or something, they're in there cleaning up the Weapon X facility. And they're vacuuming up bullets, cleaning up all the blood. And some man walks in with some other people, and he has a little briefcase, grabs I think it's Wolverine's blood or DNA, just something like that. Has it in a little vial, puts it in a case with a few other vials. And I'm thinking those vials are going to be used to create X-23, Laura Kinney, Wolverine's female clone. I think they're going to do that for the Wolverine movie, or Wolverine 3, whatever they're going to call it, which doesn't make sense to call it Wolverine 3, because the first one is X-Men Origins Wolverine, and then it was The Wolverine, so if they want to call it The Wolverine 2, that'd be fine. But it can't be, Wolverine 3 makes no sense. Anyways, I think we're going to meet her, because now that Hugh Jackman's finally about to be done playing Wolverine, I think she's going to take over. I mean, I'm going to love it because I love Laura Kinney, but I feel like all the girls are going to lose their mind not seeing Hugh Jackman anymore. So yeah, I think that's what's going to happen there. But when you close the briefcase, it says Essex. I'm going to be real. I had no idea what Essex means. So I looked it up. Found out that Mr. Sinister, I do know who that is. That is a big X-Men villain. His alias, his human name is Nathaniel Essex. So I think Mr. Sinister will be the next villain. So that's about it. And until next time, stay geeky.